Hello and welcome to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beeler. The Yakima City Council has decided some of the issues that the city will focus on in Olympia and Washington, D.C. next year in order to influence legislation that will benefit the Yakima community. Among the city's top priorities on the state level for 2019 is pursuing increased state funding to support local efforts to provide homeless services and affordable housing, changing the way that property tax increases are calculated, legislation to address the high rate of domestic violence in Yakima and across the state, equitable distribution of cannabis tax revenues, and funding for local gang prevention, intervention, and suppression efforts. On the federal level, the city will work for immigration reform, efforts to address homelessness, funding for water projects in the Yakima Basin, money for programs that combat gang crime and violence, and sustainable funding sources for airport capital projects. The 2019 Washington State Legislative Session will get underway on January 14th. Congress will be in recess for most of the rest of this year. The Yakima City Council has begun the process that will eventually lead to adoption of a budget for 2019. The council held its first 2019 budget study session on September 20th. During the session, an overview of the financial status of the city was presented, along with preliminary budget numbers that project the total expenditures that the city expects to have made by the end of this year. The council has 3 more budget study sessions scheduled before it begins public hearings on a proposed 2019 budget. The next study session about the 2019 budget will be held on Thursday, October 9th from 9 a.m. to noon in the council chambers at Yakima City Hall. Additional budget study sessions will be held on Thursday, October 11th, Wednesday, October 17th, and Thursday, October 18th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., also in the council chambers. The study sessions will be telecast live on Y-PAC and live streamed on the city's website. The study sessions will also be able to be watched anytime on the city's website at yakimawa.gov. Well, City of Yakima representatives recently shared information with the community about the upcoming North 1st Street revitalization project. And pit bull owners need to know how to legally license their dogs in Yakima. With more on those stories, here's CityCast's John Fannin.
Thanks, Randy. The City of Yakima could break ground as early as next spring on a project to improve a section of North 1st Street. The North 1st Street Revitalization Project includes rebuilding about 1.5 miles of roadway, rebuilding sidewalks, new lighting, median islands, redirecting utility lines, and enhancing landscaping along North 1st Street from U.S. Highway 12 to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The project will cost about $15.5 million. It is intended to improve safety for drivers and pedestrians and increase the economic development potential of the North 1st Street corridor. The project will be completed in 3 phases. Phase 1 could begin as soon as spring of 2019. The North 1st Street project is paid for with a combination of federal transportation funds, city utility funds, and money generated from Transportation Benefit District fees that were approved by the City Council late last year. The City Council and area business owners hosted a listening session last month to receive input on the North 1st Street Revitalization Project. Comments about the project can be sent to Community Development Administrative Assistant Rosalinda Ibarra at rosalinda.ibarra@yakimawa.gov. Pit bull dogs are legal in the City of Yakima as of Sunday, September 23rd. During its meeting on August the 21st, the Yakima City Council repealed Municipal Code Chapter 6.18 that banned pit bull dogs. The change takes effect on September 23rd. The Council previously amended Municipal Code 6.20, which added language regarding dangerous and potentially dangerous dogs. When they become legal to own in the City of Yakima, pit bulls will be subject to City of Yakima requirements related to dogs. That includes keeping dogs on a leash when they are being walked. Pit bulls, like all dogs in the city, will also need to be registered and licensed at City Hall. Their rabies vaccination must also be current. Visit yakimawa.gov/services/animal-control for City of Yakima documents related to pit bull dogs. That's all for now. Randy, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, John. When we come back, all hands were on deck at the Yakima Airport to learn how to respond to a disaster. You're watching Y-PAC's CityCast.
Flu season is here, so now is the time to consider getting a flu shot to help reduce your chances of catching this season's flu. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the flu shot is the best protection against contracting the flu. The cost of a flu shot is usually covered by your health plan. Check your health plan and schedule an appointment today by calling your physician or visiting your local pharmacy or convenience care clinic. Many employers also offer flu shot clinics in the workplace. For more information, visit the CDC website, cdc.gov/flu. This public service message brought to you by United Healthcare and this station.
The Yakima to Ellensburg commuter makes riding to each city a time saver. Sit back and finish your work. Read a book, make contacts while en route. It's easy and affordable when they do all the driving for you. The commuter runs multiple trips per day in each direction. It will pick you up or drop you off at 8 different stops. And the commuter now has a new stop near CWU at 11th Avenue and Maple Street for your convenience. Yakima to Ellensburg commuter, making riding to each city a time saver.
Imagine if a large plane were to crash land just north of the Yakima Airport. Would our community be prepared to respond to that kind of major emergency? A recent exercise at the airport helped answer that question. To tell you more, here's Y-PAC's Sean Davidow.
Thanks, Randy. On September 15th, the Yakima Airport held a full-scale disaster response exercise here near Creekside West Restaurant. A live simulation like this is required every 3 years for the Yakima Air Terminal McAllister Field to remain current with FAA standards. Several volunteers played victims of a Boeing 737 that crashed as it attempted to land at the Yakima Airport. The disaster training closed Washington Avenue for about 3 hours during the drill. The drill involved multiple agencies from around Yakima County, including the Yakima Fire Department, the Yakima Police Department, the Yakima Valley Office of Emergency Management, Airlift Northwest, Alaska Airlines, and the American Red Cross, which responded as if this was a real live event. The exercise organizers told me that the event was successful and helped show first responders several areas where improvements can be made to help in the event of a real disaster. The airport also does a yearly tabletop simulation to help plan and stay in practice in the event of a disaster response if needed at the Yakima Airport. If you have questions about this exercise or have questions about any Yakima Airport operations, contact the Yakima Airport Administration offices at 575-6149 or email the airport manager, Rob Peterson, at rob.peterson@yakimaairterminal.com. For general information about the Yakima Air Terminal McAllister Field, visit flyykm.com. And Randy, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. The City of Yakima provides a variety of ways for you to learn about what's going on with the City Council, programs and services, and much more. The city's website at yakimawa.gov includes a lot of information about current news, special events, and the various departments and divisions of the city. Check on the city's Facebook page, Twitter feed, and Instagram page to see regular updates about activities the city is involved with, and watch Y-PAC programming and other videos on the city's YouTube channel. Thanks again for tuning in to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beeler. Take care.
For more information on Y-PAC CityCast, call 575-6092.